Mysterious drone swarms have been appearing across the United States, operating with eerie precision and sparking a wave of speculation and concern. These drones aren't flying randomly. They seem coordinated, almost like a tactical force. The US military has taken notice, ramping up preparations in what some believe could lead to a major confrontation. While some theories point toward foreign espionage, others suggest a far more unsettling possibility. With each passing moment, uncertainty grows, and so does the tension surrounding what these drones are and who controls them. What exactly are we witnessing? Could this be tied to long-held secrets about UFOs? For decades, talk of UFOs and alien life was relegated to the fringes of public discourse, considered nothing more than wild speculation. But that perception is shifting rapidly. Military whistleblowers have come forward. Official hearings have been held and leaked videos have surfaced, drawing serious attention from both lawmakers and the public. Even the most skeptical observers are now forced to confront the possibility that something strange is happening and that the government may not be telling the whole story. A cascade of disclosures has turned what were once dismissed as conspiracy theories into credible questions, and the demand for answers is growing louder. The revelations hint at a truth that could be far more bizarre than anything we've imagined, one that may force humanity to reconsider its place in the universe. In mid-2024, a former Pentagon official, Luis Elizondo, made a startling claim. He alleged that the US government not only had access to unidentified spacecraft, but also had recovered non-human biological materials from crash sites. He even linked some of these recoveries to the infamous Roswell incident of 1947. Elizondo described a long-running covert program that operated in the shadows for decades. While the Pentagon issued its usual denials, many were left wondering why someone of his stature would risk everything to make such explosive statements. Instead of silencing speculation, the denial only ignited further curiosity about what the government might really know. Just a month earlier, in July 2024, Congress held a hearing that bordered on the surreal. Whistleblowers testified under oath about encounters with unidentified aerial phenomena, craft that defied the laws of physics. Former intelligence officials revealed that some of these objects were captured on satellite images, moving faster than any known human technology. Another testified that funds had been discreetly used to try to reverse engineer these advanced vehicles. If these accounts are accurate, the implications are staggering. This isn't just about flying cars, but about technology that could completely upend our understanding of physics and engineering. If it's not true, then why do these hearings keep happening? The ambiguity only fuels more questions. Back in December 2022, the Pentagon's All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office released a curious statement. Despite extensive investigations, they claimed there was no solid evidence linking UFO sightings to extraterrestrial sources. Yet, military pilots and radar operators have consistently described encounters with objects exhibiting impossible behaviors, hovering, disappearing in a blink or moving at hypersonic speeds. The contradiction is hard to ignore. Is the government truly in the dark, or are they deliberately keeping the most significant information under wraps? July 2021 marked another key moment when the Pentagon released its long-anticipated UFO report. It reviewed 144 sightings between 2004 and 2021, and all but one remained unexplained. 18 of those incidents involved objects demonstrating extraordinary movement capabilities, abrupt directional changes, and incredible speeds. The officials were careful not to attribute these to alien origins, but their repeated assertion that they simply didn't know what these objects were left many people uneasy. If they don't know, who does? And if they do know, why keep it hidden? The modern wave of curiosity about UFOs can be traced back to 2017, when the New York Times exposed a secret Pentagon program called the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program. The program had quietly investigated UFOs for years before. Its existence was brought to light following Elizondo's resignation. He expressed deep frustration over the government's failure to take the phenomena seriously, calling them a potential national security threat. Around the same time, The military declassified video footage showing unidentified objects moving at unbelievable speeds, confusing even seasoned fighter pilots. These weren't just unexplained blips on radar. They were real, visible encounters by professionals trained to spot aerial threats. But to fully grasp the scope of this mystery, you have to go further back to one of the most iconic moments in UFO lore, the Roswell incident of 1947. Originally described as a flying disc crash, the story was quickly revised to a weather balloon explanation, a narrative that has been questioned ever since. Some believe the incident was part of a Cold War cover-up involving secretive aircraft testing. Others see it as the first major attempt to hide evidence of extraterrestrial contact. Whatever the truth, Roswell laid the foundation for decades of speculation and secrecy. Throughout the 1950s and 60s, a surge of UFO sightings coincided with the development of high-altitude spy planes like the U-2. Many of those sightings were retroactively explained away as military aircraft tests, but the explanations often came years later and didn't satisfy everyone. Why cloak everything in secrecy if there was nothing extraordinary happening? That same culture of concealment persists today, creating an environment where suspicion thrives. Each new leak or declassified video seems to bring us one step closer to a deeper understanding, yet never close enough. The government appears to walk a fine line, revealing just enough to provoke interest without providing complete answers. This strategy of controlled information release keeps public attention locked on the mystery, while the full truth remains frustratingly out of reach. Then came the bizarre events in New Jersey in late 2024. What started as a few drone sightings soon escalated into something straight out of science fiction. The skies above the state were suddenly filled with dozens, even hundreds of drones flying in tight, choreographed formations. These weren't delivery drones or camera-equipped toys. They flew with deliberate precision, appearing dangerously close to major military sites like Picatinny Arsenal and Naval Weapons Station Earl. At first, the sightings were sporadic, but by December they became a nightly occurrence. Some evenings brought a handful of drones, while others saw fleets nearing 200. These machines didn't behave like hobbyist drones. They zipped through the air with advanced control, hovering and darting in ways that suggested military-grade engineering, or something even more advanced. Naturally, theories sprang up. Congressman Jeff Van Drew speculated that the drones could be linked to a foreign command center, perhaps an Iranian mothership off the East Coast. Though satellite imagery quickly debunked that theory, the damage was done. The very idea that a foreign actor could be deploying drone swarms over U.S. territory shook public confidence and sparked fear. Even with that possibility ruled out, the absence of an official explanation allowed the anxiety to fester. In response, federal agencies launched an aggressive investigation. The FAA, FBI, Department of Homeland Security, and Department of Defense all coordinated efforts. Publicly, they insisted most drones in U.S. airspace were commercial or recreational. But that didn't explain the coordination, the proximity to sensitive sites, or the technology involved. If these drones were harmless, why such a large-scale federal and military response? Behind closed doors, the military treated the situation with utmost seriousness. Advanced detection systems were deployed to monitor the airspace in real time. These tools use thermal imaging and radar to track even the smallest airborne objects. What they discovered only deepened the mystery. Some of the drones exhibited flight capabilities beyond anything currently available on the commercial market. It became harder to believe that these were the work of rogue hobbyists. The North American Aerospace Defense Command, or NORAD, even issued alerts to monitor unusual activity along the East Coast. Military officials feared this could be a test, a probing action by an unknown actor, to gauge America's defensive readiness. The implications were grave. Drone swarms could overwhelm traditional defense systems, and this might be a rehearsal for something bigger. Local law enforcement also took action. In some areas, police were given the authority to shoot down drones if they posed a threat. Coordination with Homeland Security intensified, and a centralized command center was established to track drone activity. Yet despite their efforts, the origin of the drones remained elusive. Whoever was behind this had prepared well, leaving few digital fingerprints. Speculation ran wild. On social media, theories ranged from military black ops to alien surveillance. Some thought it was a test of AI-controlled swarm drones. Others believed it was a prelude to a larger event. While not all sightings were verified, some turned out to be stars or planes misidentified. The sheer volume of credible accounts painted a clear picture. Something unprecedented was happening. By the end of 2024, the New Jersey drone invasion had become a nationwide concern. It raised urgent questions about drone regulation, national defense, and technological vulnerability.